Hi, Otaku Recapped here. Today, we're going to talk about the most watched anime TV series currently airing called Solo Leveling in the action and fantasy genre. Spoiler alert is on, watch out and take care. The final battle begins, episodes 9 to 12. Continuing from the previous part, the attack team entered the dungeon and started fighting the monsters at the beginning of the dungeon. The group of criminals fought in a brutally savage style. It could be said that the real monsters were them. The group led by Jin Woo, under Captain Song, also displayed a solid fight. But the most surprising thing for everyone, especially the healer Joey, was the performance of Hunter Song Jin Woo. Unlike their past experiences, Jin Woo wasn't struggling, he wasn't injured and had even killed a few goblins. During this time, while Jin Woo had gotten stronger, the members of the attack team hadn't seen his progress. But now, they could tell that something within Jin Woo had changed, making him stronger. After finishing the initial battle, they decided to continue on their way to the boss room, but they reached a crossroads. Kang Chuk suggested that they split into 3 groups to get to the boss room faster. Jin Woo, who had invested a lot of his status points in perception, realized that the left path was the best one. Jin Woo, along with healer Joey and Captain Song, took the left path, while Hunter Kim and Hunter Kang took the middle path, and Kang Chuk, along with the prisoners, took the last path. After a short while, Jin Woo's group heard a scream. They quickly moved towards the sound and, upon arrival, found something strange. Hunter Kang was dead, Hunter Kim was barely alive on the ground, and even stranger, all 3 prisoners had been horrifically killed. Knowing he wouldn't survive, Hunter Kim used his remaining strength to apologize to Jin Woo for leaving him behind in the Carton Temple. With a sad expression, Jin Woo said, "Didn't you leave me because of your family? Then why are you dying now? You should live so I can hate you." At that moment, Hunter Kim took his last breath. And then, the most unexpected thing happened. Someone tried to kill healer Joey with a dagger. It was Kang Chuk, but he was from the Hunters Union, and his job was to supervise the prisoners, not to be a psychotic killer. Fortunately, Jin Woo stopped the attempt to kill healer Joey. To understand what was going on in Kang Chuk's mind, we need to look back at events before the attack. Kang Chuk had received a large sum of money to kill the 3 prisoners. The girl, who these 3 prisoners had brutally assaulted, leading to her death, was the reason. Initially, Kang Chuk had planned to make their deaths look like they were killed by goblins, but unfortunately, Hunter Kim and his group ran into him while he was killing the prisoners inside the dungeon. It was at this point that Kang Chuk told Jin Woo's group, "All of you were killed by these criminals, and only I survived to take revenge for you." It became clear that Kang Chuk had no intention of doing the right thing. Rather, he enjoyed the mass killing. Just look at that smile. A smile that lives for chaos. At that moment, Captain Song picked up Hunter Kim's sword from the ground. Chuk mockingly said, "A mage class won't win with just one hand and a sword." Captain Song asked healer Joey to cast a physical enhancement spell on him. It was then that Chuk became serious. The battle resumed. But despite Captain Song's sword skills, Chuk had the upper hand. He was a killer-class hunter. His speed and agility were beyond what could be tracked. Captain Song, who was almost defeated, did something unexpected. It was all a plan. He hadn't intended to win with the sword. He was just waiting for the moment when Chuk would lower his guard against magic, and at that moment he attacked Chuk with a fiery magic trap from below. At this moment, everyone thought it was over. But Chuk, having taken minimal damage, was smiling and preparing to finish Captain Song off. But surprisingly, Hunter Song attacked him with a speed equal to Chuk's. Kang Chuk avoided the attack and angrily shouted, "Who the hell are you? How are you moving so fast?" Jin Woo simply replied, "Hunter level A, Song Jin Woo." Jin Woo, with cold eyes, as if the atmosphere around him had frozen, asked, "Why did you kill them like that? Why did you torture them?" Chuk, in a crazed tone, answered, "Obviously. Killing humans is way more fun than killing monsters." The battle began. The 2 hunters were now trying to hunt each other. Their fighting styles were similar based on speed and lethal strikes. It seemed like neither had the upper hand. Their speed was equal, with the difference being that Chuk had more experience fighting humans. This gave him a slight advantage, and he was able to deal some damage to Jin Woo. Chuk had lost control and could no longer control his thirst for blood. But this was a huge mistake. It triggered the system's rage. The system's urgent mission was, kill the opponent. Failure equals death. Jin Woo now had another reason to kill Chiok. At this moment, Jin Woo used his speed enhancement skill to attack Chiok. Chiok barely managed to avoid the attack, but a superficial wound appeared on his face. But this wound wasn't just a superficial one. Chiok started coughing up blood. He realized that Jin Woo's dagger was poisoned. Chiok became furious and tried to use the magic flow within his body to reduce the effects of the poison. Chiok decided that he had to use his last trump card. In that moment, Chiok disappeared. This time, he had completely vanished. Jin Woo tried to find him, but only received an attack from the invisible Chiok. Chiok was using the stealth skill, one of the best skills for the killer class. This skill allowed a person to completely hide their presence. Chiok managed to land a solid blow on Jin Woo. Chiok thought he had won. Jin Woo couldn't find him and was severely injured. But Jin Woo had learned from his past mistakes and had something prepared for moments like this. He opened his system and used the full recovery from his daily mission's reward. Chiok, who was stunned by Jin Woo's instant healing, tried to attack him before giving him a chance to recover. But this time, Jin Woo could sense the incoming attacks. He had gotten stronger and could now track Chiok's attacks. From this point on, there was no real battle left. The fight had turned into a one-sided battle in Jin Woo's favor. In one swift moment, without Chiok even being able to react, Jin Woo's dagger plunged into his body. As Chiok was dying, he asked, "What the hell are you?" Jin Woo replied, "I'm a hunter who gets stronger after every battle." Chiok looked at Jin Woo and said, "Now I understand. That look and that shadow that connects to absolute darkness. You're going to fall even deeper into it. Just be careful. If you stare too long into the void will stare back at you." Chiok was dead. Jin Woo had received the stealth skill stone as a reward from the system. Everything was over. After exiting the dungeon, Hunter Song and Johi decided to take responsibility for Chiok's death to protect Jin Woo's secret, so no suspicion would fall on him. After leaving the dungeon, the Chin Shul hunter, the guild leader, visited Song Jin Woo once again. He told him that there was no suspicion of him being involved in Kong Chae-sik's murder, but he warned him about something much bigger. He spoke of Hwang Duk-soo, the younger brother of Hwang Du-soo, a level S hunter. Hwang Duk-soo was a monster far more terrifying than other monsters. A true hunter, who planned to hunt Jin Woo and Jin Hoo, and even the law couldn't protect them from him. Jin Woo had just begun to understand the true meaning of level S, a power that even the government wouldn't oppose and one that could follow its own rules. He was absolute power. After this incident, Hunter Joey retired for good and once again thanked Jin Woo for saving his life. This was the last time their paths would cross. Everything from this point on changed for Jin Woo. He had to become stronger, much faster than before. For his mother's treatment, for the protection of his family from the serious threats ahead. Following this, Jin Hoo and Jin Woo started attacking C-rank gates, according to the agreement they made. Only 6 other members formed the attack team just to follow the law, but to them, nothing made sense. 2 hunters alone clearing 19 C-rank gates. Jin Woo and Jin Hoo entered the first gate. After a while, they calmly exited the gate. The team members initially thought they had fled, but then something unexpected happened. The gate was completely sealed, and they had cleared it in the shortest time possible. Several days passed with the same routine. C-rank gates were being cleared one after another. Jin Woo had grown stronger. Now, even the C-rank gates were no longer a challenge for him. He was almost at a rank, but even this power was not enough for him. Meanwhile, one of the people responsible for recruiting hunters received information from one of the top 5 guilds in Korea, the White Tiger Guild, about purchasing the rights to the C-rank gates. At that moment, after reading Jin Woo's name, they were certain that he had awakened once again. They wanted Hunter Song Jin Woo to join the White Tiger Guild, so they headed to the gate that Jin Woo had reserved. Then, they were met with a shocking scene. 6 members of the attack team were standing outside the gate. That meant only 2 people had been clearing the gate. They were sure they had to recruit Jin Woo. After Jin Woo exited the gate, they went to a place to negotiate. The White Tiger Guild's manager made Jin Woo an offer that, in his opinion, couldn't be refused. But Jin Woo, knowing his true worth, rejected the offer without hesitation. However, he didn't intend to leave the manager off so easily. He knew Jin Woo's secret. At that moment, Jin Woo, using his stealth skill, inflicted a small wound on the manager as if to show that he could kill him whenever he wanted. The recruitment manager, realizing this, swore he wouldn't tell anyone about Jin Woo's secret. Jin Woo wrapped up the matter and started reviewing the system notification he had received before exiting the gate. The new system notification: you meet the requirements to undertake a mission. Class selection. After reaching level 40, Jin Woo received a strange mission from the system. Mission: choose a class. Unlike daily missions or urgent quests, this mission gave Jin Woo the right to choose. There was no set time limit for completing it. Everything depended on Jin Woo's choice. Jin Woo, wanting to grow stronger quickly, decided to take on the mission right away. After confirming the mission, the system transported Jin Woo to a huge old castle, but there were no enemies inside. An eerie silence surrounded him. Then, an enemy appeared, a metal knight. Although this enemy wasn't that big, it was clear that it was strong. Jin Woo immediately pulled out his dagger from his inventory and rushed towards the metal knight, but the dagger couldn't defeat the knight. The knight was tougher than it looked, but Jin Woo had experience fighting hard enemies before. This knight couldn't have better defense than Kasaka. Jin Woo put away his dagger and decided to fight hand to hand. After getting close to the enemy, he crushed the knight's armor with great strength and defeated it. But this was just the beginning. More knights appeared, but there was something even stranger. Assassins with stealth abilities, wizards using light magic. Everything about this mission was weird, like the system was making Jin Woo relive his past battles and experiences. After finishing the fight, Jin Woo realized something. In his castle, he couldn't use recovery or healing potions. This mission was getting harder with every moment. But Jin Woo wasn't going to give up on this opportunity. After exploring the castle for a while, Jin Woo reached a large door. After opening the door and entering the room, Jin Woo felt something. His instincts were warning him that there was something dangerous inside. The only thing visible was an empty throne. Then, a red armored knight appeared. This knight's name was Bloody Igris. After several battles, Jin Woo could sense the abilities of his opponent, and every part of his body was warning him. This person, Igris, was strong, unimaginably strong. A bloody knight defending an empty throne. Igris's weapon was his massive sword. It didn't seem like this red knight could be faster than Jin Woo with his huge sword and heavy armor, but that thought was a mistake. Igris swiftly attacked Jin Woo. Jin Woo barely escaped the first attack and faced a crushing scene. One swing of Igris's sword shattered a complete stone pillar. Igris's power was beyond anything else. Igris continued attacking. Blow after blow, one strike sent Jin Woo flying to the corner of the room. Igris was superior in every way: power, defense, skill. Jin Woo couldn't penetrate Igris's strong defense with his dagger, so he decided to fight hand to hand. After seeing this, Igris put his sword aside. It wasn't clear if he did this to make the fight more even as a knight, or if he just wanted to mock Jin Woo. The fight resumed. Jin Woo used his speed-boosting skill and was finally able to land a hit on Igris. Igris, showing no reaction, seemed unaffected, looked into Jin Woo's eyes and attacked him savagely. Jin Woo was knocked unconscious for a moment. When he regained consciousness, he found himself lying on the king's throne. At that moment, Igris, using a strange skill, summoned his sword back to himself from a distance. Just when he was about to deliver the final blow, Jin Woo grabbed Igris's weapon with his hand and shouted, "I'm not dying here." He then summoned his dagger from his inventory and stabbed it into a small crack on Igris's helmet. After that, with all his might, he grabbed Igris's body and threw him toward the wall. But it still wasn't enough. So he summoned his dagger once more. Strike, strike, strike. He repeated this process until he finally defeated Igris. Jin Woo was almost out of blood and he knew his victory was completely by chance. By defeating Igris, he gained some interesting skills and rewards: the ruler's hand skill and teleportation stone. This meant the mission wasn't over yet. At that moment, multiple portals opened and a large number of armored knights emerged from them. New system message: the longer you stay here, the better the rewards. Jin Woo decided to use his stealth skill to buy more time, but soon, as he feared, his stealth was detected by the enemies. Among the enemies, there were wizards who could negate his stealth. Jin Woo decided to use the teleportation stone to leave the castle, but before he could, he was attacked by one of the metal knights, and the teleportation stone was knocked out of his hand. Will Jin Woo be able to make it out alive? Jin Woo was struggling fiercely in battle. He thought to himself, nothing's changed. I know that well. I've always been at the bottom of everything. The weakest hunter in humanity, I was never anything. But none of these thoughts made Jin Woo give up. He fought harder than ever before. No matter how many of these knights he defeated, more kept coming. While his arm bones were shattered from the heavy blows he had taken, and he had no breath left to continue fighting, he collapsed to the ground. At that moment, before his death was certain, he received a notification from the system. System notification. You did not complete your daily mission. You will receive a penalty. And just before taking the final blow, he was transferred to the punishment zone. He'd returned to the hot desert once again. This was the second time Jin Woo had been sent here. He survived. But a question remained. Was this luck? Or did the system, which needed Jin Woo to stay alive, save him? In this area, Jin Woo could use system perks like the shop, which wasn't available in the previous castle. He used potions to restore his stamina, but his health was too low for the potions to heal him fully. So, all he had to do was fight the giant centipedes of the area and heal over time. But it was a little too easy. Jin Woo killed the centipedes with ease, not even a scratch on him. Before the penalty time ended, he bought a good weapon from the shop. The Night Slayer dagger. This dagger could penetrate strong armor. After the penalty time ended, Jin Woo was transferred back to the castle. But this time, things were different. He was ready. With a smile full of excitement, he defeated the knights one by one, breaking through their armor. But no matter how many he defeated, more kept appearing. Jin Woo realized that it was the sorcerers who were summoning the knights. Jin Woo had found the path to victory. He had to kill these sorcerers one by one to stop the knights summoning. But killing 5 sorcerers was too easy. He just had to kill them quickly to stop the summoning. The sorcerers were eliminated one by one. The 4th and 5th sorcerers used their magic to create a giant metal knight. But this only gave Jin Woo fewer targets to attack. After quickly defeating the giant knight, he killed the remaining 2 sorcerers, and the mission was complete. System notification. You earned the highest score. Your reward is the Necromancer class. Do you accept? The reward for this mission was the Necromancer class. But Jin Woo's stats seemed more suited for the Assassin or even the Warrior or Tank class. Jin Woo rejected the class. System notification. This is a hidden class. Are you sure you don't want to choose it? Jin Woo thought to himself, this mission and the sorcerers who summon monsters were an example of the Necromancer's power. So why not? I accept. System notification. Due to your high stats, your Necromancer class has been upgraded to Shadow Monarch. Special skills, Shadow Extraction and Shadow Storage. You can summon and store the shadows of slain creatures from the spirit world and control them as your dark army. Please choose a command word for the Shadow Extraction skill. After thinking for a moment, Jin Woo chose a word that best fit his power. Rise. The shadows of the fallen knights and sorcerers rose from the ground. They were strong and even had ranks. All of them were ranked normal, but there was something left here. What if he could extract the shadow of bloody Igris? Jin Woo moved toward Igris. Rise. System notification. Extraction failed. You have 2 chances left. Rise. Extraction failed again. Jin Woo said to Igris, why are you defending a throne that has no king? Instead of waiting for a king who won't return, serve the man standing before you. Isn't this your destiny as a warrior? So, Igris, I say again, rise. Extraction succeeded. Jin Woo was asked to give a name to Igris. Jin Woo turned to Igris and said, isn't it obvious? You are Igris. Igris moved toward Jin Woo and, along with the other shadows, bowed before him. And the story ends here.